Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Just Between Us podcast. And today I am here to share some wonderful news with you. Yesterday, on May 13th, 2024, marked the last day of the trial against Bishimbaev, and I am thrilled to announce that he was found guilty. The trial against Kuandyk Bishimbaev began on March 27th, 2024, and ended on May 13th, 2024. On the last day of the trial, the judge read the questions that the jurors would have to answer. Some of those questions were: 1. Was it proven that from December 16th to November 9th, 2023, Saltanat Nukenova was subject to physical, moral, and emotional abuse? Was it proven that those acts were committed by Bishimbaev? Was it proven that from the start of her marriage, Nukenova didn't work and was financially dependent on Bishimbaev? Was it proven that Bishimbaev didn't let her work? Was it proven that Saltanat Nukenova died from the injuries that she sustained on November 9th? Was it proven that those injuries were committed by Bishimbaev? Is Bishimbaev guilty of Saltanat Nukenova's death? The judge announced the questions at 10 a.m. and at 5 p.m. she came back with the verdict. Kuandyk Bishimbaev was found guilty of torturing and abusing his wife during their marriage, spanning from December 16, 2022 to November 9, 2023, and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Additionally, he was found guilty of murder with extreme cruelty and sentenced to 20 years in prison. The judge combined the two sentences, giving him a total of 24 years in prison. The judge took into account that Bishimbaev has 3 underage kids, so I guess his sentence was kind of lessened due to that. However, Bishimbaev has the option to appeal the sentence within 15 days, which he will most likely do. Whether the appeal will change anything remains uncertain. Kuandyk Bishimbaev, Bishimbaev's cousin, was also found guilty of obstruction of justice and sentenced to 4 years in prison. For those unfamiliar, Bishimbaev was ordered by Kuandyk Bishimbaev on November 9, 2023 to bring blankets to the restaurant, delete surveillance footage, and find Nukenova's phone, and then drive around the city with it. He was also seen bringing Nukenova's clothes to the restaurant. Many sympathize with Bishimbaev for several reasons. First of all, there is a significant power imbalance between the two. Think of Bishimbaev like cousin Greg from Succession. Bishimbaev, the less affluent relative, obediently works and follows orders from his more powerful cousin without any questions. And this was shown during the trial when they were investigating Bishimbaev's phone. Whenever he gets a request from his cousin, he just replies with, "Okay." Delete all the footage. Okay. Bring blankets. Okay. Never asking why. Secondly, from the testimony from those who worked for Bishimbaev, we got a picture of Bishimbaev that was very negative. It looks like he is just overall a tyrant. Considering this, one can imagine the potential repercussions if Bishimbaev had alerted authorities before Nukenova's death. Thirdly, Bishimbaev is a sole breadwinner in his family. His family is quite young. His youngest daughter is only 6 months old, and his oldest son is around 5. So Bishimbaev found himself sort of like a victim of circumstance. Had Bishimbaev not involved him in the events of November 9th, Bishimbaev would have likely be a free man today. However, I do think that this should serve as a lesson to all not to remain apathetic or indifferent in such situations, especially when it could literally save somebody's life. Now, I do understand that from Bishimbaev's testimony, he said he knew that Bishimbaev was violent with his wife. As a matter of fact, this wasn't the first time they had a fight in one of the VIP rooms. Literally 10 days before, they had a huge fight there, and all the furniture in the VIP room was broken. And again, Bishimbaev was called to fix everything. So for him, this was just some kind of a pattern of their marriage. He did know that at some point Nukenova tried leaving her abusive husband. However, she came back to him. So when he heard of this incident, he thought most likely that this was yet another fight and everything was okay. And in no way, shape, or form could he predict that she was laying there dying. So unfortunately, in some of these situations, it looks like, the first time a fight like this happens that turns violent, a lot of people are shocked and they take it very seriously. However, once they perceive it as like a pattern, something that this couple does, they no longer really pay any attention to it, unfortunately. I believe that the widespread publicity of this case is ultimately a positive development. It has drawn much needed attention to the issue of domestic violence in Kazakhstan, and it's encouraging to see the country becoming increasingly progressive with zero tolerance towards violence. The implementation of Saltanat's law aimed at protecting women and children is a significant step forward. Thanks to the attention garnered by this case, many women in Kazakhstan have felt empowered to come forward and speak out about their own experiences of abuse. One notable example is Karina Mamash, who endured 10 years of abuse at the hands of her husband, a counselor for the UAE. The last straw for Karina was when her sister came to visit her. Her husband ended up beating up her sister. After that, Karina Mamash made a public statement on her Instagram and she asked the Kazakh government to help her and bring her back to Kazakhstan. With the help of the Kazakh officials, Karina and her family were brought back to Astana, where she is now residing in a domestic violence shelter. Her husband has been called back to Kazakhstan, and I sincerely hope that the justice will be served. Unfortunately, there are undoubtedly more individuals like Bishimbaev out there. However, I believe that this case serves as a powerful lesson for them. The message is clear. Kazakh people are no longer willing to tolerate abuse against women. Thank you all for following my videos. Your support means the world to me. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And until next time.